Hi everyone, in this lesson we will go over vocabularies and examples related to the interquartile range. The first word on the list is variability. It is the measure of how spread out the distribution of the data is. More variability means spread out data, meaning there's a large gap between data points if you graph them. Little variability means clustered data, meaning the values of the data are very close to each other. Now, variability can be measured using the range, interquartile range, and something called the standard deviation. Our focus for today is on the interquartile range. Now, the lower quartile, which can be abbreviated to Q1, is the median of the lower half of a dataset. It is also called the middle of the middle to the left because finding the lower quartile is basically separating a data in half, then find the median within the half set of data. Q1 is also referred as the 25th percentile of the order data set because half over half is a fourth, which is 25%. Just like the median, we can find the location or position of the data point first and then use that to find the value. The next word is upper quartile, which can be abbreviated to Q3, which is the median of the upper half of a dataset. It is also called the middle of the middle to the right because, like the lower quartile, Q3 is found by first separating a group of data into half and then find the median of the upper half of the data. The upper quartile is also the 75th percentile of the order dataset, since half of a half to the right is 3/4 or 75%. Just like the median, we can first find the location or position of the data point first and then use that to find the value. The last word for this lesson is interquartile range, which can be abbreviated as IQR. It is basically the difference of the lower and upper quartiles, and it represents the range of the middle 50% of the data. IQR can tell you the variability of the data values around the median, as it is the range of the middle 50%. Now, when there is an outlier in a dataset, it often messes up a lot of information, such as the mean and the range. In that case, the IQR is a better measure of the overall variability of a dataset. To summarize the vocabulary, let's take a look at the graph below. If the data set is separated into 4 sections, each section is 25%. The lower quartile, or Q1, is at the end of the 25th percentile. The median, which can be called the Q2, is at the middle, and it is the 50th percentile. The upper quartile, or Q3, is the third 25%, which makes it at the end of the 75th percentile, and the IQR will be the difference of the Q3 and Q1. Now, let's try out some examples. In the first example, we are asked to determine the Q1, Q3, and IQR of the dataset that consists of 7 numbers. The first thing we need to do is to put them in order. Now, let's begin by separating the data into half, which makes 5 as the median, or Q2, and it is the 4th number on the list. There are 3 numbers on both the lower and upper half of the dataset. As 5 is defined as the median, it will not be counted into any part. So the lower quartile is 4, and it is the 2nd number on the list. The upper quartile is 8, and it is the 6th number on the list. The IQR is the difference of Q3 and Q1, so it is 8 minus 4, which equals to 4. To summarize the data set, the sample or data set has 7 numbers. The median or Q2 is 5, and it is the 4th number on the order list. There are 3 numbers on each side of the median, so the lower quartile is 4, and it is the 2nd number on the order list. The upper quartile is 8, and it is the 6th number on the order list. The IQR is 4, and since it is a small value, it represents the middle 50% of the data values are very close to each other.